Alright, hey everybody, my name is Adrian Martinez, and I'm gonna do my informative speech on the Day of the Dead. And at the end of my speech, the audience will be able to understand the reason why people celebrate the Day of the Dead. And when most people, oh, what I believe, when most people think of how to honor the dead, right away they think of mourning. But after doing some research, the indigenous people of Mexico had a different idea. So today I'm going to talk to you about the Day of the Dead. More specifically, I will be talking about the reason why people celebrate this holiday and why it's so famous in Mexican American families. And me, myself, being part of a Mexican family, I see my family celebrate this holiday every year around the 1st of November. Or we celebrate the 1st of November. You can celebrate it November 2nd also. But my family, it's strict in my family that we have to like participate. And the Day of the Dead consists of many things, but the most popular thing is the burst of color seen on November 1st and 2nd. So when this holiday comes around, you see bursts of bright colors, and it's just beautiful, especially in Mexico. In Mexico, if you go during the Day of the Dead, everything is filled with bright colors. On a webpage made by National Geographic, it shares that the celebration of the Day of the Dead is celebrated in Mexico and among those of Mexican heritage in the United States and around the world. So the Day of the Dead isn't celebrated just in Mexico. It's Mexico, United States, and everywhere around the world, which is which makes it a pretty serious holiday. This holiday is said to be celebrated back to 3,000 years to the rituals honoring the dead in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. So I did some research and it shared that the first ones to ever do Day of the Dead were the Aztecs, and they, it's believed that upon dying, a person was believed to travel to Chikunamiclan, which is the land of the dead, and there was various stages in order to cross over. According to the Smithsonian Institution, the Day of the Dead is officially November 2nd, but November 1st is El Día de los Inocentes, which means the Day of the Children and All Saints, which is why my family celebrates it on November 1st. Like I said before, Dia de los Muertos is a celebration of deceased loved ones. It's believed that the gates of heaven are opened every year late on November 1st and November 2nd. And for me, the gates being open allows deceased children and adults to reunite with their families, which deep down, it means a lot for the families. They believe in it. They have this joy when this holiday comes around. And just seeing families happy is just beautiful, especially when they're happy because of their lost ones. So when the Day of the Dead comes around, many families create an altar with all their loved ones' pictures. This is very famous. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. And they add lights, bright colors all over it. And they make sure to add, like I shared, they make sure to add a lot of color to the altars so it can look very joyful instead of like looking all dead and ruining the whole purpose of this holiday. During this time, you see food, flowers, you see everyone having such a joyous time. You see family members you've never seen visit because of the Day of the Dead. There's prayers, or like people say, rosarios, and there's stories about those who have died, and the stories are always fun to listen to, even though you never met the person that died or a family member. It's just you see how happy your family is telling those stories, and you realize that those stories were actually like a good memory. So If you guys seen the movie Coco that Disney made, Dia de los Muertos is filled with bright colors. The bright colors that are used the most when Dia de los Muertos comes around is orange and yellow. These colors are used more for the reason that it's said to attract souls to the altar. So if you go to Mexico, see an altar, you'll see every family have one. It's always orange and yellow for the fact that it attracts souls, and everyone just believes it attracts souls. And another reason for bright colors, like I shared before, is that they also use bright colors to celebrate life instead of feeling bitter about death, feeling depressed, being all sad, not knowing what to do, and just keeping everything like simple, black. It just doesn't fit the holiday. And like I've shared throughout the speech, Day of the Dead is a very memorable holiday for those who believe in it. The joy and happiness on families' faces are non-imaginable, and Day of the Dead gives families hopes that their loved ones are still with them and are still near them, and it just gives people so much hope.